Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I wanted to do a very just sort of relaxed, low-key get ready with me using the products that I picked up in the Sephora Spring VIB sale. So I definitely want to use my Natural Lust eyeshadow palette from Too Faced. It looks like this. It is beautiful. I wanted to also break into this beautiful bronzer right here from that same Too Faced collection. I mean, it's going to break my heart a little bit because look at that. That is so stinking pretty, but we're going to give it a try, use it on my little face. I do also want to try the Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow, my Hourglass Scattered Light, but honestly, the star of the show today that I want to use so badly is this lip color from Bite Beauty in the shade Orange Fizz. So I'm probably going to do something pretty light on the eyes since I'm going really bold with the lips, or at least that's the intention. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys all nice and close and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, I've got you guys zoomed in all nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and disregard this little monster that is still hanging out, making my life miserable. No, just kidding. That's dramatic. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and break into this beautiful, beautiful palette right here. I have used this a few times since buying it, and I've really enjoyed the looks that I've come up with while using it. I have already primed my eyes, and then I set that with this shade right here called Silk Robe. And then I think I'm going to do kind of a warmer sort of look. So I'm going to take this shade right here, Call Me Back, and I'm going to buff that all the way into the crease. Again, I am trying to go for just a little bit of a lighter look today, since I know I want to do a beautiful, bright, bold lip. I haven't used the lipstick yet, and it's been calling to me, but I wanted to wait for you guys before busting into that bad boy. I'm always amazed by people that, especially here on YouTube, because this is really the only place that I kind of see this sort of activity, but when people are able to buy something and then not use it. Like, even if I only use it once or twice because I have a bit of a makeup purchasing obsession, even if I've only used it once or twice, I still have to use it after I buy it, man. The only reason why sometimes I end up using it only once or twice is because I've bought something else that I am excited to use, and so then the cycle just continues. But sometimes I'll watch videos of people using makeup that they've purchased weeks, sometimes months, and they're just sort of holding on to it until they get around to filming the video. And my friends, I am just not that person. I think I've mentioned that before. I just don't have that ability. I am ready to break into it the moment that bad boy is in my hands. Alright, and this is looking really nice and really soft, which I appreciate, but I think I need something with just a little bit more depth because it is coming off a little bit more orangey than I anticipated. So I am going to take a little bit of Set in Stone, which is this kind of deeper matte brown here, and I'm going to very lightly add that to the crease. I don't want to get it too deep, but I do kind of want to tone down a little bit of that oranginess and add some definition to my crease itself. Making sure to tap off a little bit there. So it is Memorial Day weekend when I'm filming, which for me is a long weekend, which is very exciting. So if it is for you, I am excited with you, and if it isn't, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to rub it in because I spent a lot of years working in retail and in restaurants, so I know what it is to work every single holiday. So my heart is with you, and hopefully if you are working, it goes by quickly and that you have good shifts. Alright, so that is looking pretty good. I am going to lay down a little bit of a base on my actual eyelids. Like I said, I do want to keep this nice and light, but I do want to go in with this Hourglass Scattered Light in the shade Reflect. It is so pretty. You know what, maybe maybe we'll just put a little bit into the outer crease, on the outer third of the lid. In fact, let's keep on with that same shade, Set in Stone. And let's just keep it nice and light over the outer third, maybe outer half, just depending on how it goes, since I am using kind of a bigger fluffy brush to do this. I just want, when I put that super sparkly beautifulness on my eyes, that there's a little bit of kind of definition poking through, because I don't want a flat look, even though I want a very simple look, if that makes sense. So it has now been a week, a little bit more by the time you see this, but a week since the Game of Thrones finale. Now, I will say this, if you are not caught up on the show, or it's something that you care about and you don't want it spoiled, I will make sure to insert a timestamp when we're done chatting about the show. But guys, I have thoughts. So I have been watching, and my husband, we have been watching Game of Thrones since the very, very beginning. And I have read the first either 3 or 4 books. I can't recall now. At the time, I had read everything up until the point that they had been written, which, as you may know if you've been following the show or the series, George R.R. Martin, the creator of the books themselves, had not finished the books at the time that HBO went into production. So there was this very open-endedness going on. Okay, now that I have that base down, I am going to go ahead and go in with this beautiful guy right here. So there was a lot of kind of speculation about where the show was going to go, and it didn't seem like he was keeping up, which had a lot of people, myself included, a little nervous. Because, I mean, even with J.K. Rowling, who I absolutely love and adore, and I think that she is an amazing, amazing person. I think she's an amazing artist. If I could meet her, I feel like my life would be complete. Not gonna lie. I know that that's an extreme statement, but it's the truth. You know, even when and I may be wrong, so I apologize in advance if I am, but I feel like the series hadn't, those are not words. The books had not all come out at the time that the movies started being produced, and I don't think that she was finished writing them at the time that the movies started being made. But she kept up with it. She still had a lot that was already written, and she already had the story pretty much mapped out in her head, even if it wasn't down on paper. And holy buckets, you guys, this shadow is beautiful. This is stunning. I am going to go ahead and just take that clean brush. Well, it's still got probably a little bit of product on it, and I'm just going to kind of clean up the crease a little bit. I do have hooded eyes, so I get transfer. But the books and the movies and everything, it still remained very cohesive. There was fear that the same would not be true for Game of Thrones, and honestly, I still wonder that, because he has not actually finished writing the books. So at some point, the writers for the show just sort of took over, and I think he was supposed to have some input, but I don't know. It went awry. It went awry. Okay, so I think the eyes are looking pretty darn good. I think all I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take a makeup wipe and kind of clean up underneath real quickly. But yeah, so it kind of went, I feel like, a little bit awry. Fast forward to this season. I'm not a fan of the way that they've ended this show. And I know everybody has their own opinion and everybody has their own feeling on that, and that's awesome. You know, I definitely respect everybody's feeling towards things, because we all have our own perspectives, and that's important. Me personally, I don't like the way that it ended. I felt like it was rushed. I feel like a lot of the characters went in a vastly different direction than they were built up to be. And I feel like they spent a lot of time and energy building these storylines that basically evaporated in a 10 to 20 minute time frame in the last, handful of episodes. So, not a fan, still feeling some sort of way about it. So my camera knew better than me when to shut up because it stopped recording. So that's all that I'm going to say about the Game of Thrones. Again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, and that's why I wanted to make sure that I put spoiler alerts on there and everything, but it just left me feeling like I had wasted 7 years of my life. Well, that's dramatic. Not 7 years, but you know what I mean. I mean, it spanned 7 episodes. It was something that I enjoyed and that I was invested in, and I feel like they sucker punched me. But again, that's all that I'm going to say. So now that I have my eyes on, I'm going to go ahead and prime with my Tatcha Silk Canvas. I absolutely adore this primer. This is in my year-long project pan, so I'm not going to show you what the inside looks like. But I love this product. It is one that I would definitely repurchase if and when I got to the point that I ran out of it. I think it is a really good product. Everybody's needs, everyone's skin type is all different, so I don't know necessarily if it would work for everybody, but I do have drier skin, although now that we are heading into them summer months, it is already quite warm. It has finally stopped raining, you guys. It has finally stopped raining. It is supposed to be sunny and warm and beautiful all weekend, and even though I'm not a fan of the heat, I am looking forward to having a really pretty weekend. I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of my Becca Under Eye Corrector on. This is also in my year-long project pan, so not going to show that to you either. Oh, I got some underneath my nail. That's the worst part about potted products, is that once you get in there, you can actually do a little bit of damage, which stinks. But yeah, I'd love to know whether you are working or not, what you are planning to do for Memorial Day, if anything, because I'm always curious to know. I'm very excited. My sister-in-law is coming in to town, and she has some family friends that have a house on the lake. And so I'm going to go visit with the baby, and we're going to hang out, and that's going to be a ton of fun. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. She and my brother don't live crazy far away, but I still don't get to see them as often as I would like. For my foundation, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Pro Matte Foundation. This is something that I did pick up during the VIB sale, but I have used it before. I had a sample, a deluxe sample, that I used through at the beginning of the year, and I really, really enjoyed it. Now, as I said, where's my makeup sponge? I lose everything. Hold, please. Found it. This is my Flower Beauty sponge. Now, I do have drier skin, and so I don't use a ton of this because it is a matte formula, and I do prefer it sheared out a good bit. But I think that it looks so, so nice on my skin, and I really do enjoy it a lot. Put on just a little bit more because that was the very first pump of the bottle, so I think it was like a half pump. The other reason that I enjoy the long weekend, or at least what is for me a long weekend, is that that's when I do all my filming, is on the weekends. So it gives me some more time to do some more content, which is always very exciting. I think I'm going to do a whole week of posts. I don't know when I'm going to put it up, but I think that would be kind of a fun challenge. And to do a whole week of eyeshadow looks using my MAC Aladdin palette. I think that would be a lot of fun. Alright, that is looking nice and blended in. I really do enjoy this foundation a lot. I know it has kind of mixed reviews out there, but I like it. I think it looks good. Alright, now I didn't purchase a new concealer during the VIB sale. Where is my concealer? Sorry about that. I'm just losing everything. So I didn't pick up a new concealer during the VIB sale, but recently I did pick up the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I purchased this while I was on travel for work in Birmingham, Alabama. And it wasn't a planned purchase at all. Unfortunately, the concealer that I had brought with me and that I had been using was just magically gone. And I know that that sounds weird, but it was. It gave no real indication that it was about to be gone until it was just gone. So I had to go out and purchase one. So I picked up this one by Milani, and I have been quite liking it. Alright, and then I'm going to take just my makeup sponge to go around my nose. My nose just always looks weird with makeup on. I don't know what it is. Okay, and then for my powder, I did not pick up a new powder during the sale either, so I'm just going to go in with my Fenty. This is in the shade Butter. I've been using this lately, and I have been really very much enjoying it. I think it is a beautiful product. I mean, I don't want to say it's my favorite, but right now it's kind of my favorite. And I am someone who sets my whole face, so we'll do that. I don't think with the Fenty foundation that you really need to. I just always have, and I feel weird if I don't. Excellent. Alright, we're going to break into this bad boy right here. It is one of those things that it really was the packaging that drew me in on this a bunch. But I do really like Too Faced bronzers. The Milk Chocolate is genuinely one of my very favorites. And I am just swirling my brush all over within both the bronzer shade, the bronzer shade and the kind of highlighty peacocky shade. And just working it all over my skin. I do like glowier products because, like I said, I do have drier skin. Go ahead and bronze up my neck a little bit because I am super duper pale. This is really stinking beautiful. It looks very natural on my skin, I think. I don't feel like it pulls orangish. I really like that. I mean, granted, this is my first time using it, so it is a first impression, but I like it. I think it's really nice. Okay, so moving on to blush. I don't have a blush that I picked up during the VIB sale, but I do have a newer blush to my collection that I picked up at the same time that I picked up that concealer. Just looking for my blush brush. This is an oldie but a goodie, one that I've never used though. This is Milani's Luminoso. A few weeks ago during my Shop My Stash video, I had been just really itching for an orange leaning blush, and I felt like I didn't have one, and now I do. And it is stinking beautiful. I know that people have raved about this for a long, long time, and I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up. But I'm so, so glad that I did, because it is seriously a beautiful, beautiful product. I guess I'm just using all glowy products today, or glowy face products. This has some glow to it. The bronzer has some glow to it. But I'm still going to add highlighter because I love me some highlighter, and I want to use my Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow. I have also used this a few times since I picked it up, and it is gorgeous. I am just going to go in with the highlighter right here on the tops of my cheekbones. I think that it just melts into the skin so beautifully. Now, I do tend to diffuse my highlighter out, so this is going to look a little bit more on the natural side, but you can easily build this up to be a very intense highlighter as well, and I like that. I like that you have a couple of different ways that you can use a product versus when something is so pigmented that you really can only use it one way. Like, for instance, as much as I absolutely love my Ofra highlighters, those only have one intensity. They are intense. They are a little bit, at least for me, more difficult to kind of sheer out, whereas this gives me the ability to either go in really heavy or really sheer it out to give you just that beautiful kind of wet lit from within sort of look, and I really do love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on my lower lash line now that I have everything on my face. I am going to do just a very simple lower lash line. Using this little pencil brush here, I am going to take that Set in Stone shade that we have right here, and I'm just going to put that down in the outer corner very close to my lash line. Just like that. Connect it up just a little bit, and then I'm going to take that brush is much too big. I'm going to take this little bitty brush right here, and I'm going to take our original Call Me Back shade right here, and I'm just going to use that to kind of blend out the deeper brown all along my lower lash line. Excellent. Just very easy, slightly smoky, nothing too crazy. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their Dewy set. I have not used it yet, but I do know that it is a glowy spray. So I am going to go a little bit shy with it. Usually I like to just douse my whole face, but this I'm going to go a little bit shy with so that I'm not too glowy. That smells so refreshing. It has kind of a light coconut scent to it, and it's just so refreshing and nice. So let's go ahead and give this a quick dry. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, put on some mascara. No, we'll do that last. I don't wanna wait any longer to put this bad boy on my face. I am so excited for this. This is what the shade looks like. It is this beautiful, vibrant, intense orange, and I am living for it. Living for it. So, oh, you guys, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and go off camera to put on some mascara, and then we'll come back for the final look and talk about my thoughts on everything that we used today. All right, my friends, so here we have the finished look, and I have to say, I am living for it. I really, really like the way that this look turned out today. I'm really, really happy with it. I feel like it's very bright and fresh and vibrant without feeling, at least to me, too overdone. I think it's a winner, and I'm really, really excited about it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the products that I used today, starting first with the eyeshadow palette. I'm really, really glad that I bought this. I was very much on the fence about it because, let's be honest, it's easy to look at this and feel like it might be kind of boring, but I just don't think that it is. I think that this is a sleeper of a palette in the sense that you look at it and you think that it might be kind of boring, but when you use it, or at least this has been my experience, when you use it, I have loved every single look that I have put together using this, and I couldn't be happier with it. I mean, yes, this is very everyday, but that's what I want. Yes, I can do really fun sort of over the top looks sometimes, but the majority of what I use are these types of shades right here, and the quality for me is just lovely. So I am so super excited that I did go ahead and purchase this palette, because I know for me at least, it's gonna get a ton of use, and I can't argue with that. I did also really, really like the bronzer. It's beautiful. I'm not surprised by that at all. Like I said, the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer is one of my very favorites in my collection, and this, on my skin at least, is beautiful. So I'm very, very excited that I picked that up. I stinking love this little pot of eyeshadow. It's not cheap. It's hella expensive. This was like 28 bucks, I feel like. And it is in the shade Reflect. This is their Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow, but it is stunning. It is absolutely stunning, and I am so happy to have it. It's a very easy color to just sort of pop on over the top of any sort of eyeshadow and save any look that you've put together that you don't necessarily love. This is beautiful, and I am very, very happy that I picked it up as well. The Natasha Denona Bronze and Glow Little Mini, this is $19. It is a very small compact, but it packs a punch. I think it is a really good quality little mini palette. I think that the bronzer in it is beautiful, even though it's not one that I wore today. I think the highlighter in it is absolutely stunning, and it was a great little purchase, so I'm glad I got it. I did already know that I liked the Fenty foundation, so that was an easy decision there. A couple of things that are not ones that I picked up during the sale but are new to me anyway are the two products from Milani. I do really enjoy the concealer. It is not a heavy, thick, crazy full coverage concealer, which I'm not really looking for, to be perfectly honest with you. This blends out beautifully. The shade is lovely. I have the lightest shade, shade 100, and for me it works very, very well. And of course, Luminoso is beautiful. You already know that because this has been around forever. I did also enjoy the setting spray. I don't know how well it's going to work to keep my makeup on longer or anything like that, but to be honest, that is not what I use a setting spray for. I use it to help take down any sort of powderiness that my makeup may have and just sort of melt everything together, and for that, so far, this has worked quite well. I think the smell is beautiful. It's kind of a light coconutty scent. It's not an overpowering heavy. It's just very fresh, and I like it quite a bit. And then this guy here, I think it's beautiful. My husband's gonna hate it because he's not a big fan of bold lips, but I think it's beautiful. I know that when I've swatched it, it has left a pretty substantial stain on my hand, so I'm very interested to see how this wears. It is mid-afternoon. It's probably like 2:30 right now, so we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. It's date night, so we're gonna go out to dinner, I'm sure, so I'm interested to see how long it lasts through food. It does definitely transfer. You can see it on my can right here. So it's not something that I think is intended to be well, no, I take that back. It might be long wearing. I'm curious to see how it fades, because if it is a stain, it may actually fade off very evenly and nicely, and that is my hope. So I will keep you updated. I will let you down in the description how it wore for the rest of the day. But guys, I think that's everything that is new to me that I used today with you. If you have made it this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out with me today and spending some time with me. If you are new, I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you leave. And if you've enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.